Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, September 24th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. The Annapolis Police Department has a shooting and a stabbing on their hands that they are investigating. Yesterday morning at 3:45 a.m., they were called to the unit block of Ben's Drive in the Bay Ridge Gardens community, and according to police, the victim was shot in the leg near the intersection of Bryson Street and Forest Hills Avenue, which is just up the road from Bay Ridge Gardens apartments. That victim was treated at the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. However, last night at about 6 p.m., a man was flown to shock trauma after being stabbed in the head and shoulders on Ben's Drive in that very same Bay Ridge Gardens community with life-threatening injuries. Now, I did speak with Chief Jackson at an event last night, and he said that they don't believe they're related, but they are looking into it. It is still a very evolving and hot investigation. If anybody has any information on either of them, they're encouraged to call police at 410-260-3439, or you can call anonymously to Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Maryland released a report yesterday showing that fatal drug overdoses and alcohol-related deaths are on the rise. January through June of this year saw a 9% increase from January through June of 2019, and 90% of those are opioid-related. Health officials do say that the pandemic is certainly exacerbating people's addictions as they are quarantined, and social isolation is taking its toll as well. Steve Shue, former county executive for Anne Arundel County, is the state's opioid quote-unquote czar. That's my term, not theirs. And he's working on plans to get the numbers down. Judging from his successful work in Anne Arundel County with safe stations and everything else, I do think he probably will succeed. I certainly hope so. Yesterday, we told you about the College Board closing down testing centers all over the state for the SAT test. And today, I'm going to tell you that Anne Arundel County Public Schools have come to the rescue. High school seniors across the county are now going to have the opportunity to take the SAT test free of charge in school buildings next month on October 14th. This plan was just approved by Superintendent George Arlotto as well as the Anne Arundel County Department of Health. What they are going to do is they're going to administer them at all of the high schools, as well as Chesapeake Science Point Public Charter School on Wednesday, October 14th. They are going to have bus transportation to the testing sites from all 77 elementary schools across the county. Students are going to be required to wear masks at all times from the time they arrive at the bus stop until the time they depart from the school grounds after the test. They will provide bottled water and snacks for the students during the test administration. Staff will be all masked up as well. And if you're interested in taking this test, you must register no later than midnight on Tuesday, September 29th. And that is a really hard registration date. It's going to take a lot of organization and a lot of logistics to get all these people moved, so they are not going to be able to accept any late registrations. You will take the test at your home high school, and you can register for the test and transportation at aacps.org/SAT. Once again, aacps.org/SAT. And in other school news, well, sort of school news, Annapolis Recreation and Parks is hosting virtual learning classes at the Pip Moyer Rec Center. What this is, it is open to all Anne Arundel County Public School students in kindergarten through 5th grade. It'll be held Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the rec center. So for parents that are wondering what to do about getting back to work when their kids have to be at home, this may be an option for you. The cost is $600 a month. Vouchers will be accepted starting in October, and they do have scholarships available. So there are ways to offset that cost. Each child is going to be required to bring their own Chromebook or device and their headphones every day. They're going to provide masks, PPE, and all supplies needed for that. They are going to have staff there to ensure that each child is signed on and actively learning and participating in class. During breaks and times when they're not learning, they will have recreational activities for the children. They're going to provide a morning snack, a full lunch, and an afternoon snack as well. Great opportunity for parents that need to get back to work with little ones at home. Awesome job by Annapolis Recreation and Parks for putting this together. You can find more information at, this is kind of a wonky URL, but annapolis.gov/372 annapolis.gov/child-care. I do believe it is on the main page of annapolis.gov as well, but you want to look for AACPS Virtual Learning. Great job from the Parks and Recs. And in more Annapolis news, the Office of Economic Development and the Office of Information Technology have teamed up and they have launched Come Back Annapolis Small Business Recovery Hub. It is an interactive map and resource tool that allows business owners to create and manage public business listings while making it easier for residents to shop, dine, and stay local. Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley said local small businesses are what make Annapolis unique and so special to visitors. They are the heartbeat of our city. They provide economic activity, arts, entertainment, culture, and jobs. This interactive tool will make it easier for residents and visitors to find and support these local gems. The program is free to local businesses, and they can include modified hours, special offers, even advertise for employment opportunities if they have them. There is also no cost to residents or visitors to use the tool either. You can find it all at, simply enough, comeback.annapolis.gov. Once again, comeback.annapolis.gov. And finally, just a reminder, the Annapolis Rotary wants to give away money, and the deadline to get it is coming up. Proceeds from the Annapolis Rotary Club's annual Crab Feast, which was called Crabs to Go this year, are going to be doled out pretty soon, and they are looking for area nonprofits that serve the community to apply for the money. The deadline for the applications is Saturday, October 10th, and you can find information at their website, which is annapolisrotary.org. Now, if you're a nonprofit, you have to be located in one of these zip codes. It is pretty specific, and they are pretty tight on it. 21401, 402, 403, 405, 409, 21012, 21032, 21035, and 21037. Along with the application on annapolisrotary.org, you will need to submit a tax-exempt form from the IRS and a determination letter. But they do have a good chunk of money that is going to go out to the local community. The Annapolis Rotary always does such great work. All right, that does wrap it up for the news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day for updates to these stories and more. We probably will have something more on that stabbing at Bay Ridge Gardens. If you are someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that. And make sure your friends and family all know how to get a hold of the podcast. It is Thursday, so you need to hang tight because we have Trevor standing by with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes. And as we have every day, George Young with your local DCMDV Weather. All that coming up in just 1 minute, but here's a quick message from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDV Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDV Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, September 24th. Yesterday brought yet another great late September weather day to the Annapolis region with slightly warmer temps in the upper 70s. And while warmer temps are still expected to stick around for several days, there is a definite change to the forecast for the next 4 days with a fair amount of clouds expected today ahead of a small but valid chance now for some rain showers tomorrow through the weekend as the remnants of what was Hurricane Beta along the Gulf Coast region earlier this week will move much closer to the Mid-Atlantic region than previously thought, bringing clouds and some potential rain showers to the area. So plan accordingly, but also plan to continue to get out and about for a fairly nice weekend on the whole. And if you're into cooler weather, you'll like what's coming mid to late week next week, with more chilly temps in the 60 to 65 degree range for highs headed for Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County next Thursday through next weekend. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDV Weather in the Apple or Google App Store. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And use our website each day at DCMDVAweather.com. so you can always stay weather informed.
The Anne Arundel Economic Development Corporation wants to remind you that amid this global coronavirus pandemic, we've got to band together and care for those around us, support our community and the businesses that have worked so hard to safely reopen. So show some love for the shops selling the stuff that we can't get anywhere else, and the restaurants that sell food that's even better than home. And remember that the money that we spend here can keep Anne Arundel County strong. And by wearing masks and social distancing, we can keep workers safe and businesses open. So for our neighborhood, for our town, for our county, shop safe, shop local, shop Arundel Biz. Visit arundelbiz.org.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, it's Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. On Saturday at Beverly Triton Park down in Edgewater, check out the Monarch March. Join a ranger in tagging monarch butterflies while you learn about them and their migration, and exploring the pollination fields at Beverly Triton. At London Town Gardens down in Edgewater, they're having a fall plant sale. Tomorrow there's a preview for members, but then on Saturday morning, the general public is welcome to check out the plant sale as well. You'll find plants that are great for USDA hardiness zones 7A and 7B that do well in heavy clay and sand mix. These plants are well represented in London Town Gardens, and proceeds go to support London Town Gardens. Also on Saturday, they're doing a children's punch tin workshop. Learn how colonists illuminated their lives using fires, candles, and more. Then using punch lanterns as inspiration, create your own punched aluminum plate. Wine and Design in Annapolis has more take-home kits and virtual classes, with lots of fall-themed offerings this week. Also check out their on-demand virtual class and their DIY You Choose class, where you can pick from a selection of different paintings. At Art Farm in Annapolis, on Saturday morning, check out their fall mini-camp for ages 10 through 14 that runs every other Saturday, as a complement to the other one that runs the alternating Saturdays for ages 7 through 10. Drop off the kids and enjoy 3 hours to yourself while they work on a variety of projects with a rotating roster of teachers. On Tuesday at Art Farm, their graphic design class continues. It started last week, but there's still time to get in on this 8-week course. Students will learn the fundamentals of design, from color theory to font choices to branding. On Wednesday, there's a virtual pencil, charcoal, and watercolor class with Kat Dolch for ages 10 through 15. It started last week, but it's running every Wednesday through November 11th. Last week was Intro to Pencils. This week will be Pencils Part 2, but there's also charcoal and watercolor coming up as well. Also on Wednesday, check out their outdoor sketch night at Annapolis Town Center. Every other Wednesday, meet up at the Green and sketch a professional in-costume model, and check out music spun by their DJ. Also enjoy giveaways from the Town Center's tenants, such as Smythe Jewelers, South Moon Under, Gordon Biersch, and Neo Pizza. At Maryland Hall this week, on Saturday, check out an artsy evening out. Outdoor Workshop, a fun family workshop where you'll be preserving treasured mementos by decoupaging them into a bowl, frame, or box. At the Benjamin Banneker Museum and Park in Ellicott City, on Saturday morning they're doing another nature journaling. Learn to observe nature through drawing and writing. Saturday afternoon, they're doing Preserving the Harvest. A foodways historian teaches techniques for preserving some of the autumn's harvest. Work hands-on with a wood-fired hearth and period utensils, and take home your creations. And then both Saturday and Sunday, check out Banneker BioBlitz for pollinators. Work with the park staff to create a snapshot of the wildlife that can be found at Banneker Park using the iNaturalist app to take pictures of plants, insects, and animals in the area. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, lots of weekday Facebook Live story times, including bilingual story times, every weekday. This week they have both an Arabic English and a Spanish bilingual story time, as well as a pirate story time. Tomorrow they're doing trivia for adults. On Monday, there's another Mondays or Murder Online true crime discussion. This month's discussion centers around the dating game murderer. On Tuesday is virtual One Maryland One Book discussion with Mountain Road Library. This month's One Maryland One Book selection is The Island of Sea Women by New York Times bestselling author Lisa C., a historical fiction that chronicles two female divers from different backgrounds. On Wednesday, check out Hackerman Best in Next series with Karamo Brown. For this series, Karamo Brown will speak to growth through uncomfortable conversations and using one's uniqueness to create success. And finally on Wednesday, check out another Intro to Library ebooks and streaming, with plenty of things to keep you occupied and entertained. At Unallocated Space in Severn, they're doing another virtual happy hour tonight. Tomorrow is another virtual DC 443 Hacker Hangout and Hack the Box working group. Sharpen your InfoSec skills while being social. And then on Saturday, check out their Macrobot robot fight. Plastic ant weight combat robot brawling, fighting small robots with small 3D printed bodies. And at Annapolis Makerspace this week, tonight, check out one of our bi-weekly open house and new member orientation nights. If you want to check out the shop before deciding to join, tonight's a good night to drop by. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org as well. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.